700,000 people that actively care about crypto. 700,000 people out of a population of 8 billion people, right? We're just a speck. Regular people don't care what's just happened. It matters to us. It matters to these ETF providers for the customers they've got. But the average Joe investor or average Jane, they don't really care yet. What wouldn't surprise us by the end of this year? Could Bitcoin be at 100,000? Why didn't Bitcoin go up more?
Wait a minute, everyone. Get ready for the ultimate crypto investing website, the Bitcoin Seller. It's your golden ticket to an exclusive insiders club. Expert predictions, on-chain data, and breaking news, all for you. Imagine all crypto insights landing in your inbox daily, like having your own expert team. Don't miss this VIP opportunity. Click the link and secure your spot. Join now and ride the crypto roller coaster with the Bitcoin Seller. Raoul Pal is an entrepreneur and investor who is interested in crypto, which is short for cryptocurrency, a type of digital money that operates on a decentralized network of computers and is not controlled by any central authority. Raoul asked what would surprise us by the end of the year, which could be a rhetorical question or a teaser for this video. He suggests that Bitcoin could be up to $100,000, which is a common price target or prediction for the cryptocurrency by some analysts and enthusiasts. He also asks why Bitcoin did not go up more, which could be a question or a criticism of the performance of the cryptocurrency after the launch of the ETFs. He might be implying that the ETFs did not have as much impact or demand as expected, or that there are other factors that affect the price of Bitcoin. Let's join Raoul in a conversation about these topics and more.
A lot of the GBTC orders, don't forget, a lot of hedge funds were buying it at a discount and hedging. And today it collapsed to zero because it went to an ETF. So there's a lot of selling of Bitcoin that was coming out of that. So there might have been $1 billion of selling that came out of that. So as people were unwinding that trade and taking it off. So that's why the market was a lot choppier. It's not really people taking profits. It was people taking profits from that particular trade and exiting some of GBTC. So that makes more sense of it for people. People are like, well, why didn't it happen? The laughable thing was how obvious it was that the market, I love the way the market goes, well, now we've got the Bitcoin one. Where's the ETH one? ETH starts wildly outperforming. It's like, again, hilarious. The market doesn't give it 1 second before moving on to the next thing. But it's regular people don't care what's just happened. It matters to us. It matters to these ETF providers for the customers they've got. But the average Joe investor or average Jane, they don't really care yet. But it'll filter down as they'll see more reports on it. Their investment advisor will tell them about it. And then before you know it, it starts building momentum. They see the price rising. Volumes will slow down. Let's assume tomorrow is like 500 million, whatever it is, right? It's going to be a lot less. But I said this about a year ago. I said, well, the Bitcoin ETF all depends on where the Bitcoin price is when it launches. And I said, look, if it's about 50,000, randomly chose that number and it's right there.
Yep.
And not because I'm a prophet or anything, but I was like, well, if it's around 50,000, people are just going to go, well, it's not far to the all-time highs. I want to get it before it gets to the all-time highs, and that momentum cycle starts. Because price is the driver of narrative, is the driver of volume, is everything in this space. So it's kind of come at a perfect time. And then let's say it goes quiet for a little bit, and then we get the Bitcoin halving noise, and then the crypto, the macro cycle, the rate cuts. That's all to come ahead of us. The liquidity cycle, all of that. So it could not have come at a better time. So I think the probability is it does better this year than people expect. What wouldn't surprise us by the end of this year? Could Bitcoin be at 100,000? Yeah, that seemed right for a normal bull market. So okay, that's a 2.5x from here or 2x from here. It doesn't seem impossible, which is why I've also been talking about this could be quite a bit of a bubble cycle, whether it's front-loaded, so it all happens in this year, or whether it really overextends like some of the prior cycles did. I think that's possible here, so we just have to wait and see. 88% of people who were going to buy crypto were going to wait for the ETF to come. So they didn't expect it. It's now come. They now have to go to their clients. This is this lag I talked about. They have to go and have golf with their best clients and sit down and have that steak dinner and the bottle of expensive wine and say, you should be buying some Bitcoin. They don't go send out through some electronic platform. It's this. That's what we will see. And then they will get the incoming calls from their friends at the golf club who've heard it from their other friends that they're making money in this Bitcoining thing. Get me in.
Raoul explained that the launch of the first Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. caused a lot of selling pressure on GBTC, a trust that holds Bitcoin and trades on the stock market. Many hedge funds were buying GBTC at a discount and hedging it with Bitcoin futures, but they unwound this trade when the ETF became available. This made the Bitcoin market more volatile, but not because people were taking profits from Bitcoin itself. Raoul also observed that the market quickly moved on to the next opportunity, which was the possibility of an Ethereum ETF. The market does not care about what just happened, but what is going to happen next. The Bitcoin ETF will attract more investors over time, as they will see more reports on it and get advice from their investment advisors. He said that the ETF came at a perfect time when the Bitcoin price was close to its all-time high and ready to break out. Raoul predicted that the Bitcoin price could reach $100,000 by the end of the year, based on the historical patterns of bull markets. He also thought that there was a chance that the market could enter a bubble phase, where the price could go much higher than expected or crash hard after a parabolic rise. He is waiting to see how the market will react to the upcoming events, such as the Bitcoin halving, the macroeconomic cycle, the rate cuts, and the liquidity injection. Raoul concluded that the Bitcoin ETF was a game changer for the crypto space, as it opened the door for more institutional and retail investors to enter the market. The ETF adoption will take some time, as it will depend on personal relationships and word of mouth among investors. He expects to see more demand for Bitcoin from people who hear about the success stories of their friends and peers.
Let's play that game. Hunter as well gave it a 50-50. And he's been deeply involved in all of this. And he said the difference with the Bitcoin ETF is there was that court ruling from GBTC and they couldn't not do it. So he said, so you can't infer that. And there's always complications behind it. So he'd say 50-50. And so most people are saying 50-50. My personal view is actually Gensler wants ETH and BTC into the financial system. If they're the two largest assets, you want control of them by the incumbent firms. Because if not, it's a threat to have this independent financial system. It's a threat to their whole system. So even though he hates this stuff, he'd rather be frenemies than enemies. So that's my hunch here, is that regardless of what he wants, he has to accept it. Maybe there's a bit of delay, a little bit of delay, not rejection, but delay, blah, blah, blah. So let's say by August, which is the second date or something, let's assume by August, we've probably got a decent chance. I would say 75% chance. All on crypto Twitter is everybody is a mid-curve. That mid-curve meme, right? Arguing with each other about what is liquidity, what is that, is there a recession, blah, 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 all day. It's overvalued, this. The liquidity curve, the everything code just says liquidity in, I buy it. That's it, right? And liquidity in drives assets, and the more liquidity, the more people take more risk. Simple as that. That's the understanding. So when you see liquidity bottoming, it allows you to start looking at ETH was in that free fall then, but it maps perfectly liquidity, and liquidity had bottomed. I'm like, okay, this is a probability. You got a chart pattern as well that it all matches. So that liquidity cycle makes it super easy. But the everything code is really the culmination of 30 years work. But what what most of us didn't understand was 2008, the entire world changed. We know it broke. We know the debt system broke. And people have been trying to look at the world ever since, including myself. I only figured this out like 2.5, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And the Everything Code I only wrote last year, is that something fundamental had changed because of the use of the balance sheet and liquidity to manage things.
Raoul is talking about the chances of an Ethereum ETF being approved by the SEC, which is the U.S. regulator for securities. The approval of the Bitcoin ETF was influenced by a court ruling that favored GBTC, a trust that holds Bitcoin and trades on the stock market. The Ethereum ETF does not have the same advantage, so the approval is more uncertain. Most people think it is a 50-50 chance, but he personally thinks it is a 75% chance. His view is based on his belief that the SEC chair, Gensler, wants to bring ETH and BTC into the financial system, rather than keep them outside as a threat. Gensler does not like crypto, but he prefers to be friendly with them rather than hostile. Might be some delay, but not rejection, for the Ethereum ETF. He Raoul that by August, there might be a good chance of approval. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.